Discover, if possible, some practical new means of ingress to the nebula, an astrogable channel or channels, as yet uncharted, leading into the Mavranari. The existence of such a passage would greatly facilitate interstellar travel between the inhabited worlds existing on one side of this great mass of gas and dust, and other worlds, now largely unknown but possibly habitable, that might lie somewhere within the nebula or on its other side. Any such discovery would be of great interest to the Sardau Foundation, and not to it alone. As matters now stood, most of the worlds known to exist on the other side of the Mavranari had never even been thoroughly explored by Solarians, largely because of the difficulty of getting at them by going all the way around. But the discovery of a new passage was only a secondary purpose, no more than an intriguing possibility. The fundamental objective of this mission was the gathering of astronomical data, radiation patterns, particle types, and velocities from the deep folds and convolutions between nebular lobes, regions not susceptible to ready observation from the outside. Since departing on this mission, Carol and Skurlock had frequently expressed to each other their hope that a successful performance would lead them upward and onward, financially and socially, ultimately to one of the several goals they had established for themselves. The galactic core, eerily bright though thousands of light-years distant, a ball of dull though multicolored incandescence, all mottled and muted by clouds and streaks of inverting dark matter, appeared through the cleared ports first on one side of the little ship, then on the other, as the small craft proceeded about its work with, as usual, only minimal human supervision. Now and then one of the human couple on board took note of how the core cast their ship's shadow visibly upon some dark fold of the great Mavranari, clouds silvered on this side as if by moonlight. Gazing at that tiny moving shadow and that immensely greater darkness just beyond the silvering, Carol was drawn away from near poetic musings by a sudden shudder that ran through her slight frame. It was a momentary, subtle event, but Skurlock, being close to his partner in more ways than one, took notice. "What's the matter?" She ran brown fingers through her straight dark hair, cut short. "Nothing. Really nothing. Just that sometimes, looking out, I get a momentary feeling that I can really sense how far away everything is." Her companion became soberly thoughtful. "I know what you mean. How far away and how old." After a shared moment of silence, of the ship's controlled drifting, it was time to turn quickly to matters of light and life. Once more, as they often did, the couple discussed their own wish for a child in the light of Premier Dirac, Sardau's colonization scheme, in which the Sardau Foundation, largely a creation of the Premier himself, was heavily involved. "I don't know how people can do that. I wouldn't want to doom any kid of mine to any scheme like that." "No, I agree." Skurlock immediately concurred. Not that he particularly wanted to have a child under any circumstances, any more than Carol did. Carol would have been surprised if he had not agreed. They had had this conversation before, but there seemed to be purpose, and there was certainly reassurance in repeating it. Talk drifted to other subjects. Meanwhile, with a watchful steadiness born of habit, the couple kept an alert eye on the course adjustments made now and then by their autopilot, and also made a point of directly taking some instrument readings for themselves. They were making sure, although the autopilot was really better at this than they were, that their ship did not stray too deeply into the outlying tendrils of the nebula. The region they were currently exploring was still hard vacuum by the standards of planetary atmosphere, but matter, in the form of microscopic and near-microscopic particles, was seeded through it thickly enough to dangerously impede ship movement. It would be damned inconvenient, and perhaps much worse than inconvenient, to find themselves enclosed by